How many acres are in a piece of property measuring 620 by 430? So if I draw up my lot, it is 620 feet by 430 feet. If I multiply my two dimensions together, 620 times 430 gives me a total square feet of 266,600. Now all of my answers are in acres. So in order to convert that into acres, I need to divide my 266,600 square feet by the number of square feet per acre, which is 43,560. If I divide 266,600 square feet by 43,650, I come up with a total of 6.12 acres. 4.5 acres were subdivided with 71,020 total square feet taken out for streets. How many 50 by 100 lots could be made? I need to get into square footage in order to accommodate my streets. So the 4.5 acres, I multiply times 43,560 square feet per acre. 4.5 acres times 43,560 gives me 196,020 square feet for the total area. I can't build on the streets, so I need to subtract out the 71,020 that's being allowed for the streets, giving me 125,000 square feet to work with. We're asking how many 50 by 100 lots could be made. So a 50 by 100 lot, if I multiply the two dimensions together, equals 5,000 square feet. So now I just need to divide my 125,000 by 5,000, and I can make 25 lots. The area of a property that is 1/8 of a mile by 1/8 of a mile is. All my answers are in acres. There's no less than 4 different ways to do this problem, depending on which way you prefer. I'm going to use fractions. If the property is 1/8 of a mile by 1/8 of a mile, and I multiply those two dimensions, I get 1/64. Now since my answers are in acres, I also have to think that 1 square mile is worth 640 acres. So I can multiply this times that figure. However, I need to know how to write 640 as a fraction, and that would be 640 over 1. So 1/64 times 640 is 640 over 64, and if I reduce it by 64, I get 10 acres. Again, there are no less than 4 different ways to do this problem. If you got to the right answer a different way, use the method you're comfortable with. A broker sold a triangular piece of land for $900 per acre. What was the approximate amount of commission at 7% if the land had a base of 1,500 feet and the height of the triangle was 600 feet? This is an example of where I need to know the formula for an area of a triangle. And to find the area of the triangle, I need to know the base times the height, or the width times the depth, depending on how you want to say it, over 2, or divide it by 2. That will give me the area of a triangle. So, I take 1,500 times 600 over 2, which gives me 900,000 square feet, over 2, which gives me 450,000 square feet. Now, the land sold for $900 per acre, so I need to get that number into acres. So I take my 450,000 total square feet and I divide it by the number of square feet per acre. which is 43,560, which gives me a total acreage of 10.33 acres. I take that 10.33 acres and multiply it times $900 per acre, and I get a sales price of $9,297. So to find out the commission, I take $9,297 times 7%, and I come up with a commission of $651. Again, the problem isn't hard, it's just knowing how to work from front to back, and I need to know the sales price in order to figure out the commission, and in order to figure out the sales price, I need to find out the area of the lot. A lot contained 108,900 square feet. If the lot sold for $8,000 an acre, what was the sales price of the lot? So I take my total square footage of 108,900 and I divide it by the number of square feet per acre, which is 43,560. As you can imagine, this is a number you're going to need to know for the test. So if I divide, I come up with 2.5 acres. If each acre sold for $8,000, 2.5 acres times 8,000 an acre gives me a total sales price of $20,000. A seller owned a rectangular piece of property that was 1,000 feet wide and 2,000 feet in depth. Running diagonally through the property was a creek dividing the property in half. He sold the half portion of the land for $500 per acre. What was the sales price? In order to figure this out, I need to remember that the area of a triangle is found by multiplying the base times the height and dividing it by 2. So 1,000 feet times 2,000 feet divided by 2 is the same as 2 million square feet divided by 2 is the same as 1 million square feet. I divide my 1 million square feet by 43,560 square feet per acre, which gives me a total acreage of 22.96. Now each acre sold for $500, so I take the 22.96 times 500 and I come up with approximately $11,480, which is your answer. $18 acres sold for $900. Using the same cost per acre, how much would 167 acres cost? So if I take my $900 total cost for the 18 acres, divide it by 18, I get $50 per acre. If I then multiply that times 167 acres, I get a sales price of $8,350.